His Lordship Benedicto Chwanuka, who was killed here in this very court. When I was at university, I was with those young lawyers who were with us, and some of them died. For instance, I remember one lawyer called Bamturachi. Bamturachi, he was 2 years or 1 year ahead of me. I heard he had been killed. There was also a girl they called Keyune. I think she got married to lawyer Katende. That Keyune was killed when we were in somewhere else. So I want to salute the lawyers who sat it out here in Uganda, either in the government or outside the government, when there was really breakdown of law in the country. And when we came, we found them here. Benjamin Odoki, others, they had sat it out. They had not run away. They had not gone into exile like others had done. We had from where to start. We had the nucleus from where to start. Now your theme, transforming the judiciary, is a very good theme for this year. Definitely, the judiciary needed transformation so that people can get this judicial service. There is medical service, there is administrative service, but there is also the security service, but there is also judicial service. Okulamula, you know, when you put it in our local languages, it's better. Okulamula. Chief Justice is called Savaramuzi. I don't think you have told him what they call him in our languages here. Savaramuzi. The head of the separators of people who are quarreling. Because Okulamula is to separate people who are quarreling. Certainly in Nyankole, that's what it means, Okulamula. You can even separate bulls when they are fighting. Okulamula, when the bulls are, you come and separate them. Now, therefore, because we come from different constituencies, myself, I represent a number of constituencies. I represent the freedom fighters and the army. When you see me here, you know that those fellows are behind me. The freedom fighters and the armed forces. I also represent the population, the Wananchi. Somehow, I also represent the private sector. The Wananchi are mainly in agriculture, some artisanship, and some services. Private sector are mainly in manufacturing and some of the services. These are the groups that I came from to come into government. Now, when we came into government, we came in contact with the professionals. They have their views, their training. We have ours. And that's why in the last 36 years, we have been trying to bring together the two orientations. And we have moved some distance. So therefore, in this transformation, which you have talked about here, it should not only be transformation in administration. Okay, that's good. Faster, quicker, more cases disposed of, but also it should reflect the what is the substance of this judicial service. His Lordship has touched a bit on it when he talked about the adversarial versus the other one, which is not adversarial. We put it in the Constitution, but somehow the judicial officers many of them don't get it. In the Constitution, it says the justice you are giving should be in accordance with I think the culture and the aspirations of the people, something like that. Somewhere it says something like that. Yeah. The judicial service you are rendering is not for Europeans. We are not Europeans. You can see us here. We are not Indians. We are Africans of the Great Lakes. We have our ancient jurisprudence, some of it out of date, but some of it relevant. Although I cannot put this burden on the judiciary, because after all, the judiciary interprets the laws which are on the books. Therefore, the primary task of organically bringing together these constituencies is really primarily with the parliament, with the NRM, which has got majority in parliament, to make sure that we legislate and bring into existence legislation when it comes to judicial matters that is closer to our sense of justice than is the case now. I have been talking once in a while, complaining, saying that the issue of bail, this bail is a provocation. You want people to kill one another because among the Banyankore, if you wrong me, my clan is duty bound to revenge. Kora or Kora. When you hear my son's name, Mhozi, when he was born, I said, now I have got somebody to avenge me. That's what his name means. Now that I have got a boy, this is the one who will avenge me in case something wrong is done to me. Muhoozi, the clan, was the one revenging on behalf of the offended. But in powerful kingdoms like Ankole, that power of revenging, even before colonialism, had now been taken over by the king. Instead of you revenging for yourself, the king is the one who would revenge for you. You would go to the king and you say, Your Majesty, revenge for me. Somebody has done me wrong. Now, the Republic inherited that role of taking over the grievances of the people and acting on them. That's why the people can be relaxed and sit back and say, I don't have to do anything. The state will act for me. So therefore, I am a free consultant in these matters because I have been here and watching. I think my experience goes back to 150 years. Why? Because I found my great-grandmother alive. I think she would have been about 1870. But she was alive and she died in 1957. So I got all the information she had before she died. So I have that knowledge of before colonialism from her. Then in colonialism, I was here. I saw what was happening. And then post-colonialism, I have been here. So therefore, in my view, both the political actors, the members of parliament, especially of the NRM, but also the judiciary, could focus, could highlight. There are so many issues to deal with, but they are all not of the same magnitude. The mission we have is socio-economic transformation. The society must change, must modernize. We can't go on the way we have been before colonialism. Then governance. Governance that gives satisfaction to the society so that the people say, yes, I'm happy, which is what the Chief Justice was saying, that when I come next time, he will be smiling because the people are happy with what he's doing. And then justice. Socio-economic transformation, governance, and justice. The crucial elements, in my view, are the following 5. Number 1, protection of life. No killing, no extrajudicial killing. If the police, the DPP, the judiciary could highlight this. You kill a person, within a reasonable time, you are convicted. And my conviction does not agree with what you have been doing recently. life sentence. No, we don't agree with that. You killed, you must die. The law of Moses. I can tell you what you are doing now does not please our people. That life sentence, life sentence. Then after some time, I don't know what, the person changed in prison, is forgiven. This is not good. It's true I have hanged only 2 people since I've been in the government. Only 2. Sebirumbi and Obura. But let the person be condemned to death and forgiven. But he knows that I was Naringenda. If it was not for the president forgiving me, I was dead. But this business is really going to cause a friction between us, between my constituencies. Because you remember, I have these constituencies. I have the people, I have the army, I have the freedom fighters. That's why I am here. So, of life. Here there is no compromise, really. We are polite, but please take this point very seriously. The second, most important, protect property. Property, whether public or private. Don't allow anybody who damages property. Rioters destroying people's property. And you just treat it like that. No. The NRM, and I can prove to you that my constituency always protects property. When we captured Kampala in 1986, there was no looting. Those who were here in 1979 remember what happened. There was terrible looting. And some of the businesses have never recovered from that looting of 1979. I know there's one company which was very successful. It was called Ugir. Ugir was, they were making shirts and so on. It was owned by a very active old man, a Japanese Kashwada. Because of looting, that company never came back. He tried, it couldn't come back. But in 1979, with these villagers, peasants whom we had trained and disciplined, you saw there was no looting. No looting of any people's property. Why? It was a strategy, because if you allow property to be destroyed, how will you cause growth? How will you have taxes? How would it is? So, number 1, protect life. Number 2, protect property. Number 3, no raping. Protect our women. Anybody who rapes, who defiles a girl must die. Those are the views of my constituency. Number 4, no stealing of government money. Government money, stealing government money, embezzlement, and corruption. Number 5, what the CJ was talking about, Okurahura. Okurahura is when you provoke people by insulting them. Okurahura. Among the Banyankore, you kurahura me, we fight. You can't just go there and insult me, what, and the fight starts. But if you want to stop the fight between individual and individual, then the state must come in. But according to some of the cultures, Okurahura is free speech. That free speech was just speaking. Speaking by insulting me and insulting my mother. So if you, for me, I would have these 5 as the minimum program of justice to have stability, law and order, so that the economy can develop. The CJ was talking about attacking the judiciary, the judges. One other thing I must warn you about is attacking the army. That one, I must warn you that in 1986, when we came into government, there was a law which had been put, which was like a fashion in the whole of Africa. It was called Preventive Detention Act. The president had power to put you in detention without trial. It was still in the books. I never used it except once. I detained a man called Sarah Muanga, who was abusing the NRA. I put him there. Until it was amended in 1995. The soldiers are people, some of the, if you look at the recovery of Uganda, it has been by some actors. Number one, the Wananchi, especially in agriculture. I was reading the papers before I came here. The inflation rate in Uganda is coming down. It's now like 2.7, I was seeing in the papers. In other parts of the country, of the world, inflation is going up. I think I saw on the news that inflation in Turkey is like 49%. Today in the news. Yeah, inflation rate 2.7. Why? Because the farmers are producing. There's a lot of food. So these are the primary actors, the Wananchi, the farmers. Then the private sector, the industrialists, the ones who have attracted. Then the army, for maintaining peace. And then the scientists, our scientists. That's a primary, those are very, very crucial primary actors. And then the judiciary, or Kuramura, for separating those who are quarreling. So therefore, and for the soldiers, they do a very difficult work. Now for you to attack them, and then you think things will, I am always a mediator, because you see, I have got these constituencies from which I came. Then there are other groups we deal with, the church, the judiciary, the civil service. So I'm normally mediating between the two. Please don't do this. You hold on. Now, I'm tired of mediation. I want convergence. I want convergence so that we agree on a minimum program of how to bring justice to our people. The issue of the money and so is one issue which we are addressing. I can assure His Lordship that we shall, when you come, we shall talk more so that we keep moving towards our target of 800 billion. In the medium term, I also met our daughter, Abodo. I met her with her prosecutors. They are really suffering, those prosecutors. I didn't know they are suffering. And yet they are doing a very dangerous job. That's how some of them were killed. Joan Kagezi was killed because she was fighting these ADF people. And actually we came to know that they had been warning her that you are Bodo. Why are you prosecuting us seriously? Not Abodo, Kagezi. You Kagezi, why are you prosecuting? Why are you serious in prosecuting? You should be lukewarm. Some of the prosecutors were colluding with the criminals. But the ones who are very strict, like John Kagezi, were targeted. So they are doing a very dangerous job. We must support them. I will give them all the support. I have already briefed the cabinet on this. We shall move. But also, let us have an organic convergence of the concept of justice. You see, for instance, we are now rolling out a massive program of the parish development model. We are going to change these villages. Your relatives at home want them to change, to go from teach, meich, keken. You don't understand these people. I can see this, they don't know our language. But I can translate it in Rugwere, okorera echida kyonka, working only for the stomach, to working for the pocket, and the stomach and the pocket. But we cannot do it without dealing with the issue of the village thieves. Village thieves are a problem. They come at night, they steal the pigs, they steal the chicken. He's arrested, he's given bail. No. I am mobilizing you. You may get a very huge demonstration here in Kampala by the wealth creators quarreling about village thieves. I think we need to address that issue, to protect the wealth creators in the village. How can we do it? Do it using the law. There is the police, but the law. So we need to agree on these constituencies need to agree. The political people, the NRM people in parliament, the judiciary, for the armed forces we have no problem. It is for us, because at one time I was Chief Justice in Semuto, when the NRA was controlling that area. And our law was very clear. You kill a person, you are dead. You steal, you are punished. And we had our legal system. So I would now appeal to all it's not only the judiciary, because there's also the political wing, the NRM side. I don't know the MPs who are here. Who are here? Are my NRM people here? Who is that one? What's your name?
Your Excellency, I'm Honorable Kirol Bosco from Usuk County, Katakwi.
Katakwi.
Thank you.
Which county?
Usuk County.
Usuk.
Thank you.
Is that not the one of Ogwang?
Yes, this is the former constituency for Peter Ogwang, but went to Ngariam County.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So please, let's not have a tug of war, because you see, we must agree on the bailable. But the judiciary also has a problem, because, for instance, I know some of the elements, and I think the Attorney General was complaining about it, because definitely the issue of bail, the Constitution says bail may be given. So it leaves the discretion actually. So here, the legislators did their work. They said, these are bad things. If you do them, you should die. This one, you should do this. However, for the bail may be given. Now, some of the judicial people don't care about, as the CJ was saying, I'm very happy with that new law, the judicature, something. That will say, please, when you are deciding, look at this, look at that, look at that, look at that. I think that will help us. Because for somebody who has killed a person to say, I've given bail, really, you are provoking people. You will get, and that's how you get this, what do you call this, mob. So therefore, please, remember the constituencies. The Wananchi, the freedom fighters, the armed forces, the private sector, the civil service, the political class, the judiciary. Now, we don't want dictatorship of the political class or the judiciary or the civil servants against the other constituencies, because it will cause a backlash, and we don't want that. I'm very lucky. I happen to come from these constituencies, and I have relatives, friends, the ones I studied with, the ones in the civil service, in the judiciary. We have worked together, so I can be a good mediator between all these. That's how Uganda has been peaceful all this time. But please listen to the other constituencies also, to them, because for a long time, they are ignored. I don't think this is correct. So with these few words, I wish you good luck in the new year, and we shall work together to solve all the other problems. Thank you very much.
The anthems in reverse order. Thank you so much. We will now have Thank you so much. We will now have Thank you so much. We will now have